And that was my review of Shoot 'Em Up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'm Movie Kid Mike, making sure your time is worth your money. And the Oscar for least misleading title goes to... Hello and welcome to my review of Shoot 'Em Up, starring Clive Owen, Paul Giamatti, and Monica Bellucci. Shoot 'Em Up centers on a gun-slinging, carrot-eating guy named Mr. Smith, played by Clive Owen. He comes into possession of this baby that a pregnant woman gives birth to while being chased by a mobster. And essentially the rest of the movie is Clive Owen defending the baby against Paul Giamatti, who's the leader of a group of mobsters who want the baby back. Say, what was that? What else happens in this movie? Deep, I know. Now guys, I've discovered another hidden gem here. Shoot 'Em Up is a brilliant movie because it's essentially the best parody movie ever made. It essentially takes the action genre and instead of parodying it, completely embraces the ridiculousness of it and turns a simple plot into an all-out, full blood and gore, R-rated Bugs Bunny cartoon. And what I mean by that is that we essentially have Clive Owen and Paul Giamatti chasing and shooting each other around throughout the entire film. This movie really doesn't let up at any point in over-the-top levels of action. This thing is relentless and crazy in ways that I've really never seen in a movie before. Our two leads in the film, Clive Owen and Paul Giamatti, are absolutely excellent in this movie. I love Clive Owen. He's a great straight man. The best thing about him is even though this movie's over the top and crazy, he always keeps a straight face, and that makes it really funny to see how seriously he's taking it. And I love Clive Owen. I think he's an incredibly underrated actor. And then we have Paul Giamatti, who's really hamming it up here, and he's just great. I love Paul Giamatti too. So I kind of love his kind of Elmer Fudd villain style here. He's just got this great over-the-top persona in this movie. I love how he's constantly taking calls from his wife. So like he's about to shoot somebody and he's just like, oh yes, hi honey, I can't really talk right now, I'm right in the middle of something. Like, it's just, he's really funny in this movie, and he's a great villain. With Monica Bellucci, oof. I hate to say it, because she's as hot as Las Vegas at nighttime, but this woman can't act. And that's not a huge detriment in this movie, which isn't really an actor's film, but, man. Instead of giving you a long explanation, here's one of her line readings. I know what you like the most. Yourself. Enough said. Let's move on. The movie's action is fan-freaking-tastic. This thing is just wall-to-wall craziness. I've never seen a movie so relentless. This movie is just chock full of these insane, inventive action scenes where Clive Owen is just shooting and jumping around and flipping off of tables and using all the environment to his advantage and all this crazy stuff. And there's one scene in a gun factory that is my favorite action scene in the film that's just pure genius. Clive Owen basically makes a maze for these guys and he ties these guns up on puppet strings and like starts shooting them with these strings. It's hard to describe, but it's really inventive and really, really cool. And the action's all really well shot. You can see everything that's going on, and it pulls no punches in terms of blood and gore. This is a bloody, gory, hard R-rated movie, and I love every moment of it. Bottom line about the action, when there's too many "oh, that's awesome" moments in one movie to even count, that's saying a lot. Overall, the best way I can describe Shoot 'Em Up is that if you took Falling Down, because our main character is kind of a cynical guy who is very mad at the world and makes all these observations about how he hates the world and whatnot, and combined it with Hard Boiled, and then put it on super steroids, and turned it into a Bugs Bunny cartoon, you have Shoot 'Em Up. This movie is so much fun, not a dull, boring moment in the entire film. Sure, Monica Bellucci can't act, but big deal, she's in a movie called Shoot 'Em Up. It's not really an actor's film. This movie is so much fun, I enjoyed it very much. I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 4. Don't watch it if you don't know what you're getting into. I don't understand how you could not, because the movie is called Shoot 'Em Up. But if you don't want to see relentless, ridiculous, wall-to-wall action, this movie isn't for you. But if you do, this is the perfect movie for you. And that was my review of Shoot 'Em Up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'm Movie Kid Mike, making sure your time is worth your money.